Likes and stuff, determining like what
Moose.
scene it's. Huh?
I just wanted to warn you that I had unmuted so that you weren't caught off guard.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
boy.
wanted to make sure you weren't talking secrets to the wife.
No, I was talking Twitter tea with Ben.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
We're gonna have interesting things, aren't we, to talk about today?
I mean, we might.
All right, hang on. Let me grab something, and then we'll get into podcast hours. Yippee! Also, hi Ben.
Hello.
Also, my bagel just got here.
Bagel.
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 It's a bagel sandwich. It's a sandwich with bacon.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. I gotta pin a message. We're rolling as we go. My tummy hurts, but I'm being brave about it. Also, hello, Alka. Welcome on the YouTube side. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Pin message. Okay. Yeah, you're centered. Well, we're centered-ish in frame. I actually planned for today. I had plans. I got a podcast opening if we're ready.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yippee! Bagel time, yes.
Wiggle.
Bagel. But let's see here. Quick attendance check. So we have myself, we have Moose, we have Rose, we have Catman. Thank you for the lurk check. We have Franny, and we also have an Alco watching on the YouTube side. But hello everyone, welcome to the Hot Dragon Podcasts. We're rising, but we're not necessarily shining yet. And y'all might have noticed something a little different. We'll get to the elephant in the room in a minute, for those watching on the visual side, but, good morning. How's y'all's morning doing? This is the first time we're actually doing it properly early in the morning, rather than waiting till, like, noon. So we have a cryptid. Glad to
And
hear-
some of us here are not entirely awake yet.
Look, that's what happens. Okay. This is a pot kettle situation. I went to bed at, like, I got 5 hours of sleep, but I will be taking a nap later.
Yeah, I'm probably going to end up doing the same.
Because you stayed up late, editing the short.
Editing the short / doom scrolling and then going back to editing the short.
Because you needed a distraction from the doom scrolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, I'm still kind of waking up. Today's podcast is going to be interesting. So today's going to be a little bit, ironically enough, about self-care. But, doing crazy. Doing pretty good. No fire alarms this morning. I'm excited. That's great. As a man who has, I don't know if PTSD would be the right word, but, as a man who has a bad history with fire alarms, I am glad that you didn't have to wake up to fire alarms. Had a nap for an hour. Please tell me that this is, like, a proper, like, nap and not you just slept for an hour and then started your day.
Sorry if you can hear the foil.
I do not hear any foil.
In that case, continue not hearing the foil, I guess.
Oh no, your bagel.
Bagel.
But, well, that was a bit of a voice crack. You can tell that my voice isn't entirely awake. Well, not entirely awake. I'm a little crackly right now. I think, actual nap, okay, yeah. As long as you're taking good care of yourself, that's the important bit, which we're gonna start off this conversation, and it feels like it's the best fitting part. But let's talk about breakfast. It's the most important part of the day, and yet it seems like it's the smallest meal we all eat, right? Like, it can't just be me. I feel like whenever I go to eat breakfast, the quantity I eat of breakfast is smaller than lunch or dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time you ever get like a big breakfast is like during the weekends or something like that. Normally.
Yeah, like, you have to sit down. Because the thing is that I think a big factor of it is the fact that we, at least in industrial America, it could be different elsewhere, but we in industrial America, we basically have breakfast and then get straight to work. Like, I know. Excuse me. You're gonna be hearing that a lot. My brain has to reoxygenate. Brekkie can be rough, especially in a rush. Yeah, I recently my family has gotten cinnamon protein Cheerios, which I didn't know that they could make like protein cereal, but it's been really nice because I can actually eat the cereal and feel like I got some level of nutritional value. Because the thing is, I don't eat cereal with milk. I got pulled off of milk when I was like 11, and I can't stand the taste of it since.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about it that is like sour to me. Which is weird because I used to really love milk, but then my parents are just like, "Okay, we got to take you off of dairy and eggs to see if we can fix your stomach." It turned out it was celiac disease, so neither of those were the problem.
Yeah.
But that was a recent discovery.
Mm-hmm.
I never feel full with breakfast. It's too light for me. Yeah, and it's just like, even after having a pretty decently big bowl of cereal, which I'll get to autumn in just a minute because we are in autumn time. But I feel like, because the thing is that at least here in the States, there's kind of an expectation of start the workday early and then come home to dinner. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, they kind of have a similar thing in Portugal, because when I went with Fire, basically it's kind of like a traditional thing there, where like, because a lot of them like do farm work, or like a lot of like manual work, like historically.
Mm-hmm.
It became kind of a tradition to have like a lighter breakfast so that you're not like weighed down throughout the day, and then you make up for it by having like a really big supper to kind of like carbo load for the next day.
Yeah, that makes sense. I know. I don't eat the like traditional 3 meal structure. I actually break up my meals into 5 like smaller sections throughout the day rather than 3
Mm-hmm.
bigger sections. Like I still eat a full dinner, but I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. So I start with a drink and protein cereal, and then I have something with like maybe an hour or so later I'll have something with a little bit more substance, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll have broken up substances. And the reason for this is, one, I've found that it helps regulate my blood sugar a little bit better since my body doesn't absorb nutrients the same way as other people would, so I'm more prone to hypoglycemia.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also it's a good thing because I've found that it helps me kind of digest easier. I haven't been. I want to make it clear. This is just me talking about my personal body and my metabolism. Everybody's different. I found that it has helped me regulate my weight a little bit better because I think my body kind of digests and processes the food when I
Mm-hmm.
break it down. So I'm not, for lack of a better word, I'm not wasting food and losing weight as a byproduct of my body not processing it.
Yeah.
Can't have milk at all. Yeah, that's fair, Cryptid. I've definitely I've reduced the amount of dairy I consume. Like, I haven't completely cut it out, but I think, for lack of a better word, it's mostly, a lot of the stuff that I eat is lactose free, like not deliberately lactose free stuff, but for instance, a lot of aged cheeses actually do not contain the lactose sugar, because lactose is a type of sugar. And the longer that you age a cheese, the more that lactose breaks down. Which is why it's really good. Like, Parmesan and Asiago and Manchego are really good if you want to eat cheese, but you have a dairy intolerance.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to get 2 meals. My brain is a bit mean and doesn't like what I have in the house. I definitely understand that.
I, de- I
Yeah,
definitely get that too.
that's me. That's how I eat. Just like maybe I'll get 2 meals a day, but half the time it's mainly just the fact that's like I don't feel like cooking like a breakfast or a lunch depending on what time I wake up. Like today it's probably just going to be a lunch. So
Yeah, I know. I think a big part of it is honestly like we don't have the time or energy to make a proper breakfast to feed ourselves a lot of the time, because making yourself a lot of the breakfast foods require a lot of upkeep and cleaning. Like you are in the
yeah,
Yeah.
very least going to be down one skillet and a
Mhm.
toaster or something like that in order to make yourself breakfast. And when you're
and
trying to get
and the
started,
microwave.
exactly. Because I used to they were like those egg cups where they'd have like cheese and meat and vegetables in them.
Hmm.
I think it's like just an egg or something like that. Those were my those kind of got me through college for a while, because that's what I would like. I would stock up on them and basically I'd get like a week's worth of them, and then I'd eat them throughout that week, and then I'd go grocery shopping again, because when you're in college and you're sharing a fridge with 3 other people, you don't have a lot of fridge space to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my question: what's the earliest you've ever had breakfast at? Like what time specifically?
This is gonna sound really bad. 3 in the morning.
No, same.
Same here.
Not for band, mind you, because
Mine was for band, so
look, the reason why I didn't eat the reason why I didn't eat before any rehearsals is because I had a policy, because my trombone's a lot older. I had a policy where I would not have, I would, in the very least, brush my teeth before I put my mouth on my mouthpiece. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because it reduces upkeep, and it reduces the amount of bacteria that builds up, so you're less likely to get black slime in the slide.
Yeah.
But I think
I'm gonna. Sorry.
you were saying.
I'm gonna keep that an inside thought
Oh no.
because I'm eating and it grossed myself.
Ah, moose. uh, but yeah, I feel like the it's kind of a byproduct of the fact that, yeah, a protein shake is a great quick breakfast. This is going to sound really weird, but if you guys like it and you have the time to eat it, steamed bags of edamame. Obviously, you have to be careful if you are AMAB, because too much soy can cause increased estrogen production, which I found out something about I found something out about the menstrual cycle. It's not like super TMI, but it makes a lot of sense. And I know that might seem like a tangent, but I promise it'll make sense. But the edamame specifically, so it's high in protein, it's low in fat, it's high in fiber, and it has enough protein to get you through a decent amount of your morning. So if you have to have something quick and you can spare about 15 minutes to eat it, then you're good. You don't even have to get the ones in shell. You could get the ones out of shell.
Hmm.
I try to get 3 meals a day, but it's hard when you're autistic and don't like a lot of things or don't know. Yeah, I'm very much the same way. I have very limited spoons when it comes to cooking my meals and everything like that. I dislike the process of, cause like when you have autism and ADHD, like I'm also in this camp, and you also, like, your body has limited spoons of how much you can do in a particular day, is that it kind of comes down to the why would I spend time making this meal when I can have something fast that gives my brain the dopamine and has the right texture that's like, because I really like, for instance, dry food. I like chips and cereal and crackers and stuff like that. That is like happy brain. But the thing is that it's not very good nutritionally, and so it has negative consequences in the long term, which is something I'm trying to work on. Personal care is very much an extra effort.
Also, the thing that Alco brought up a little while ago in regards to like the protein shakes and stuff, just be careful to like they're all right in moderation. Just try not to like live off of them like some people do, because it's been found that a lot of like protein shakes and like protein supplements have lead.
You're going to want to get
Yeah.
a whey-based protein shake rather than a
Yeah.
soy-based one.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like it has to do with like a lot of the kind of vegetable based like protein, just because they're pulling nutrients from the soil. And what's in the soil?
Lead.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, it's like a higher lead content from what I understand, but it's safe to have as long as you're not doing it like for every meal for every day over the course of several years. Just be wary about it.
It's basically kind of like mercury in seafood, specifically bottom feeders. As long as you do it in moderation, you'll be okay.
Yeah, and there are some products that have like higher concentrations than others.
Also, Alco, I don't know if I muttered it. It's edamame, so it's kind of like, it's the type of soybean that you'd get at a Japanese restaurant as an appetizer. It's a once,
Boy,
yeah, as long as it's a once in a while thing.
so
Variety is the spice of life.
so just a heads up, I may or may not need to mute. Fire's going into a meeting.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Well, if you need to, you can use the Twitch chat.
Yeah,
I think it's only for the next hour, right?
should be, if even that.
Yeah.
Just let me know if I need to mute. All right. Okay. She's gonna give me a heads up if I need to, shut it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think now's a good time as ever to address the elephant in the room. You might be wondering where Ari is and why I'm a different dragon today. So
Different jargon.
different Dargan. It's not by choice. So long story short, so I was setting up for stream about half an hour, a little longer than half an hour ago, about 45 minutes ago. And or longer than that. Whatever, so it's 10 a.m. now on my time. I was setting up at 8:45, and so I went to go get Ari, and it turns out that the person that was hosting her avatar ended up having their account nuked. So they don't have... Ari's not there right now, so I'm gonna go... I haven't figured out how to upload avatars myself, so this is, ironically enough, this was one of the avatars that I had considered using for Ari before I settled on her specifically. But I'm going to see if I can figure out how to upload avatars myself, so that way I can get Ari back by next week. But this is an improvised solution. If I couldn't get VR chat to work, then I would have just, we probably would have just in a just chatting stream, wouldn't we?
Yeah. But yeah, The issue is being resolved. Ari will be back. It's going to take some finagling with VR chat.
Yeah, this is ultimately a temporary thing. This is not a permanent change. While I do like this model, I like Ari more.
Yeah,
Ari has a lot more customization than this one. This one only has palette changes, so.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, didn't you say at one point that this one kind of reminded you of Kari a little bit from Spectral Wings?
Yes. Specifically in the horn shape and the general hairstyle.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not a major issue. If the if the original model creator nuked everything, then I might be in trouble.
That's the thing. It's like hard to say, just because
We didn't have enough
we
time to find out.
yeah, we didn't have enough time to find out. We don't know if there was a cease and desist or anything like that. But yeah.
Yeah, do you have any of like the model files on like your end?
I don't know. The only model
Okay.
file I have on my computer is I purchased a Tiger Bee model. But it's one of those things where I have been intending to purchase the model, but right now, outside of like, I know
Money.
it's money. I have to go. I'm gonna go tomorrow because I have it's time for my car's annual inspection, which means I'm gonna go pay the local people to look at my car and tell me, yeah, your car's good. It's gonna take them like 15 minutes and I'm gonna pay them $100. Because that's how shit costs nowadays.
Ugh.
I was going to say, do you need to get an inspection to get your vehicle registration updated anymore, or did they change that?
With the age of my car and the metro that I live in, yes, I am required to get an annual inspection every year.
Yeah.
VR chat still needs functional werewolf models. It does. On one hand, having a Miguel model would be nice. On the other hand, I do kind of like the Hot Dragon podcast format. It allows a little bit of a break from the norm.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I also have complicated feelings about it sometimes. I will admit, and this is just a me thing, that being Ari does come with its pros and cons, because obviously I am the man of Jeaner, the trans of Jeaner, and being referred to as I guess this is like a good time, like I've been trying to figure out a way to describe how gender dysphoria is to people who don't experience it. And I think the best way I can put it is it's kind of like it activates the same part of the brain as being called something mean, which I know isn't the intended the intent for a lot of people, but
Right, but it's still kind of fireworks in your brain like that, so
yeah,
It's still just kind of like that unexpected gut punch.
Yeah, it's owie. Because the thing is that it, at least for me, it draws attention to the fact that there is a disparity between my brain and my body, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, that's describing my own experience. I can't speak for everybody else out there. But it's just one of those things where it's like, existing, because the thing is that the binary is becoming stronger than ever due to people, like, especially, I have a personal beef with I have a beef with gender reveals because it speaks so much of the ego of the parents.
Mhm.
Like, if you're doing a baby shower where it's like, oh, we're gonna have a cake and then we're gonna cut it and we're just gonna hang out and do that, that's a little different than like the crazy like people like having explosions and everything like that for their babies.
Yeah.
Literally causing a fire.
Literally.
It's like this subconscious thing where everyone's like, oh, we saw this online, so we need to try to one up that somehow so we can also get views and clicks like that. So,
Hmm.
because that's what it initially goes down to, unfortunately. So,
On the fact that there's a bunch of like people call it gender disappointment. In reality, it's biological sex disappointment. Men are really keen on having sons.
Yeah.
Well, damn, that was a frog in your throat.
I had just swallowed the bagel.
It eated you.
see, and I take this as a guy, and I'm probably never gonna have kids, but at the same time, when I see guys like that being disappointed that they're not getting it, I'm like, you have a fucking kid, get the fuck over it.
You
Like,
should
come
be happy
on.
that you're having a kid in general.
There's a lot of people out there who are struggling and can or cannot have kids. So
It's just kind of like, just like what? You feel like you can't, relate to your kid because of, what sex they were born as? Sounds like a skill issue. Do better.
on another point, there are way too many of you fuckers that have way too many fucking kids. So
Mhm.
Especially the people, because the thing is that like I call it Henry VIII syndrome, where they'll keep having kids in order to try to get a son. It's just like you're not a medieval king. You don't need to have an heir to your throne.
Exactly.
my godparents had like 7 or 8 kids. So it's and it's like, okay, that's fine. They're extremely religious. You can probably figure out which religion that is. So.
Yeah,
They're from a certain area in Pennsylvania where that makes complete amount of sense if you know Pennsylvania.
I have beef with religious reproduction, as it were. I don't feel like religion should dictate how many children you have.
Really shouldn't.
As a quote unquote eldest daughter, aka I'm the eldest sibling who got parentified. It's that's a quick recipe for childhood trauma, is because parents don't usually have enough time to take care of their kids, so they end up basically stepping in to take care of your children for you, and that strips them of their childhood.
Yeah.
Adoption is an option if you're dead set. Because the thing is, it all comes down to ego. It comes down to their personal perception of themselves. And if it's like, if I don't have a man that's not my flesh and blood, then I don't want to, like, grow the fuck up. You motherfucker, I'll punch you in the balls so you can't have any more kids. You're the one providing the Y chromosome, so it's clearly a skill issue on your part.
Also, Cryptid, just so you know, it's not the Amish. They are it, but these people in particular are not Amish. They're just heavily Catholic. So.
See, I almost thought that they were LDS, since I know the LDS church has a emphasis on having multiple children.
No. Well, I mean, probably. I knew some Mormons back in high school. Well, one Mormon guy back in high school, but I haven't talked to him since because he's, probably been traveling around the world like most of them do.
Mm-hmm. Also, hello, Rogue. Welcome to the stream. I want to make it clear that, this is not me shitting on the LDS church. I'm just saying this as someone who has LDS friends, and because the thing is that like when growing up where I did in the East Coast, it like most LDS families usually had on average like 4 to 5 kids. But we're gonna try not to get into too many deep topics today. I'm trying to be well behaved.
So, so the whole like discussion about the I don't know what it was. The whole thing about like, the whole like, having a son to like, continue like the family lineage kind of thing. That just resurfaced a memory that had apparently been long buried.
Oh.
We just activated childhood trauma.
See, I don't know if I would count it as trauma. It's just like the implications of it are yucky. Because basically, like there was a piece of jewelry that my grandparents had.
Mm-hmm.
It was this ring with onyx, with the initial, like with a golden initial of the family last name. And they basically gave that to me for like my 10th birthday because I was like the eldest of that, I was the eldest son of that family that had, that name. Like my cousins were older than me, but they had a different last name from my grandparents. So, and like they were saying that, yeah, it's because you're the oldest, and I'm pretty sure there was like, because this was when I was 10. I remember there being like some kind of implication of like I would be expected to, continue the family name.
Meanwhile, it's like, not to get too much into personal stuff, it's literally a risk to your wife to have children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only that, who tells a 10-year-old that?
People
puts
who
that
are,
expectation on a 10-year-old?
People are too set on tradition.
There's a nuance with tradition, but there's some people who hold on to that tradition way too fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, for the record, I don't know what happened to that ring. I think my parents held on to it for me so I wouldn't lose it, and I have no fucking idea where it went.
Folks don't realize how much pressure they put on kids. Exactly. And speaking from experience, like, okay, not to go back on topics, I promise it'll make sense. I was originally going to make a joke of, like, this stream is sponsored by not Cheerios, it's sponsored by me, give me money, or something like that. But it's like... We find ourselves in an interesting position nowadays where the expectation put on children seems to be even like further heightened compared to before. Mm-hmm. And it's mostly just in context of the current environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, like, the expectation of independence here in the States, like, I don't think we're the only country that's dealing with economic bullshit, but we're definitely up there. But existing and trying to make a living.
Make money.
Shut up. I'll shove you in the boob hole.
Oh no, the boob hole. Whatever will I do? I say as a bi man.
Suffocates you in the boob hole.
Well, I guess I'll die.
But yeah, I think I don't want to dwell too long on this because we all spend enough time doom scrolling as it is. I feel like there needs to be some patience given, especially for people who cannot afford to be independent right now, especially with the fact that there are more unemployed people than there are jobs. And a lot of companies are relying on artificial intelligence. Actually, I'm not going to call it artificial intelligence. I'm going to call it artificial dumbness. We're going to call it ad.
Artificial idiocy.
Artificial idiocy, exactly. A lot of companies are relying on artificial idiocy to screen resumes, and I think as a byproduct of that, they're actually missing out on a lot of candidates because their AI is discounting actual viable people because they didn't use AI to write their thing, or they aren't using a prompt to pass the system.
So, by the way, I did find the statistic for the AI bubble.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
It's 17 times bigger than the dot-com boom,
Oh,
and
Lord.
4 times bigger than the 2008 housing bubble.
Yeah, if you're in AI right now, now's the time to pull out. I feel like we're just gonna have to wait until the bubble pops, and then hopefully the job market will kind of settle, right?
I mean, I hope so. Like, I know somehow Starbucks has like said they're all in on AI, and like Wells Fargo, like it basically made like a public statement that it's not a bubble, and it's just, I, it's like that one Simpsons bit. Just what a weirdly specific thing to say.
Mm-hmm. The whole hiring process seems designed to try not to hire people. Exactly. Like, at this rate, it's all just internal hiring at this point.
Exactly.
It's the reason why I haven't been doing as much job hunting, because just everything is shit. Literally everything is just fucking shit right now when it comes to jobs.
I'm so
Yeah.
tired of, like, looking at job listings and finding that, like... It's just like, be willing to work with AI companies, that job's gonna be gone in a year. Be willing to do this with AI, that job's gonna be gone within a year.
This is why I just kind of just this entire past year I've been putting my entire stock in my commissions.
No,
And just
same.
hope and just kind of I've been surviving, other than the fact that I have taxes due in a month. I mean, it's more so the fact that right now is like, unfortunately, the best and the worst time to be a self-employed like freelancer, because there's literally nothing else you can do.
There's nothing, like, on one hand, you have the skill to provide for yourself, but on the other hand, people don't have funds to commission you unless they're already hired. So the market, the market for the available people to commission you is getting a lot smaller.
I just need like that. You all know the do either you know the Tchaikovsky story at all?
Yeah.
Where it's like you had like Tchaikovsky, like when he was starting out, had like a donor who gave him like 800 rubles like per week just so he could write shit.
Mm-hmm.
I need something like that.
Just so he could write shit, and it wasn't one of like the things in their like contract, just like they'll never meet.
Yeah. Just for like all the basic stuff. Like he could still go out and find other work, but like that 800, I think that equates to something like around like $1,600 today.
Which
So
is basically what you need to make nowadays in order to live.
Yeah.
Which, that actually reminds me, I think Ireland might have passed something where it's like a universal income for artists.
I saw that, and I'm pissed that we don't have that for obvious fucking reasons.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the tax cut for billionaires that will never get through their money. Yeah, we
Unless you
provide... I'm going to make a point here. People can disagree with me if they want. I feel like there needs to be a better way to monetize artwork outside of commissions, because I know the big appeal is people getting custom stuff, but the unfortunate thing is that, as Rogue said, that we sell luxury goods. I feel like art and entertainment is in itself a necessity. However, I also feel like I'm gonna use an example. Like, right now, I am streaming to you for like relatively free. It's not free because I have advertisements turned on, but the amount that I get from advertisements is very small. Yeah, Ireland has UBI, or Universal Basic Income for artists, which basically means that they will pay them, I think it was like £300 a week. That doesn't seem like a lot. £300 a week, plus the fact that I think Ireland has socialized medicine, means that your groceries are covered, and if you're making extra money on your art, then you can cover your rent. You can live as an artist in Ireland.
Yeah. The only way, especially in America, you can make a living off of like your own work is if you're extremely successful and you get royalties from your own work, which are very few people who do that in America right now.
Yeah, like even big artists like Blind Coyote, I've been following them for a while, and they were like, does anybody want an art? Well, there was like a picture of the world being on fire. It's just like, you too, huh?
Yeah.
And it makes me mad because I was literally sitting there and I was looking at my other Patreon, and it's just like, can y'all stop being so draconian so I can go back to that? Because I wasn't making a whole lot of money. I was making maybe like $30 a month, but the $30 makes a difference, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think there's also a general sense that people who aren't financially wealthy, I'm going to use specifically the term financially wealthy, not financially stable. Financial stability is a different thing from financially wealthy. There's a constant sense of, if you aren't in like making positive amounts of income all the time and not living paycheck to paycheck, then you are a burden on the system. Like, ignoring the fact that our social security income is absolute shit here.
Yeah, considering it seems to be always in threat of just being cut off because of stupid people, so...
Can I play my politics card for the day?
Go ahead.
Can we talk about how Tiny Dick Tim is destroying the east wing of the White House?
Yeah.
What was it for? Like a fucking UFC arena or some shit like that, or for the ballroom?
I think this is for the ballroom.
Yeah. He's destroying part of historical, like, I don't hold American pride in any worth, but it's like he's spending like $250 million in taxpayer money in order to give himself a gilded ballroom. The East Wing was where offices were for the First Lady and the military.
Well, here's the thing. People will be very quick to kind of correct that, the 200 million for the ballroom, it was like privately donated and stuff like that. The thing is, he's currently talking about like getting money from his own DOJ to the value of like 250 million. Mm-hmm. And And it's just like, oh, what a coincidence. That's just about as much as he planned to spend on the ballroom. And that is taxpayer money.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that it doesn't help the entire interior of the White House is like gilded gold, like the tackiest amount of gold you can imagine too. So,
Meanwhile, ACA premiums are going to double or triple.
Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, I do actually like gold trim when it's used in moderation. Not actual gold leaf, I want to make that very clear, but I'm an enjoyer of like whimsigoth aesthetic, so.
no, but he's literally turning like the interior of the White House into one of his hotels.
Mm-hmm.
He's turning it into Mar-a-Lago.
It's not even Mar-a-Lago, it's Trump Tower in New York. That's even worse.
He's passing everything but away.
I could make a joke that could probably get the FBI sent on me if I say it. So
Yeah, not on stream.
Don't give them evidence. Like, as much as we're talking shit right now, a word of advice to everybody out there: shut the fuck up.
yeah.
Your best, like, don't give anybody fuel to have reason to arrest you, if that makes sense.
Especially now, because getting a little tinfoil hat-y here, but it looks like basically it looks like there are tools that might be used that can basically unearth stuff from the internet previously believed to be deleted.
Mm-hmm.
So be extremely careful what you post online.
Yeah. Gold is best when sparse, not on main. Exactly. Like, there's two exceptions to that. One, a wedding band can be mostly gold because it's small. Two, specifically gold reflector plates on space equipment. And that's because they don't tarnish, so it's a necessary component.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you could hear that.
What's that?
Sorrel just came up to the doorway.
Sorrel has something to say about the current administration.
Yeah. And then Fire just snapped her fingers at her. She bolted behind the bed and jumped up on it and is now sitting there expectantly. She is gargoyling. She's like, Mother, I am in prime attention-seeking position.
Give me a love. Yeah, the unfortunate case, like, not safe for work content is always the canary in the coal mine. They are going to continue to try to find reasons to basically restrict what you have access to. They, not to tinfoil hat here, they are basically attempting to become North Korea.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's not. They're not even hiding it at this point.
I mean, there was the Freudian slip earlier saying that, the president had plenary authority.
Mm-hmm. Have we even heard from Miller since he said that?
I don't know.
Oh my god!
And
Y'all
the thing
don't
is,
think they offed him, do you?
I don't think so. I think he's still around, but yeah, like if I remember correctly, he got. Like, he caught himself on CNN saying that, and then he froze.
Bro, fucking deer in the headlights moment.
It's like,
yeah,
oh shit,
and there
why
was.
did I say that? Why did I say that?
And it's like there was coincidentally like an equipment malfunction like right after he said that.
Someone straight up just kicked the wires out. It's just like, cut to commercial. We don't have control over the commercials. Kick the wires.
Pretty much.
'cause, like, kind of going back on topics, just, like, I have been trying to expand ways that I can make money in order to afford existing, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, this, if I could get it to point, I made that, I sculpted it by hand, you can't get it anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
It's all gonna explode in a huge fireball. Man, I literally... I feel like I'm 16 again when the original dump presidency occurred. I feel like what's going on with them is actively exacerbating my health issues. Because, like, you can't go 5 minutes without stubbing your toe on some new political story.
God, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be 10 years. That's gonna be 10 years next year when that entire shit happened. Fuck.
Also, thank you, Alco.
And I explicitly remember where I was when that entire shit went down.
I claim no responsibility over the first presidency. I literally was not old enough to vote.
See, I feel bad because I didn't, but that's because at the time I was working overnight at an Amazon.
Oh no, you couldn't get to a polling station and we didn't know what was to come.
I was too because I was working nights and my commute to this warehouse was like about an hour to an hour and a half.
Good lord, dude.
This was before they had like warehouses everywhere, so I had to drive over to like the next state over just so I could work there. So I lasted all of 3 months there because I could not keep up with the pick rates.
Yeah, I know.
Again.
Oh, go ahead.
Again, this was like 10 years ago, so it doesn't really matter at this point, but still.
Yeah, I know for a fact I don't have it in me to be able to work that kind of job. My body and my joints will not last very long with that.
Yeah. It's a lot of moving around, even if you're just like there, like being a supervisor / manager of like a certain section.
Like, I know I say this and I'm trying to run my own small business, which my mom kind of like, not to get into family tea, my mom looked at the price of what I was charging for the Jacko wares, or their Jacko Terriers, and it's just like, people are gonna pay that much money for that? And it's just like, I'm not charging it by choice, I'm charging it because it's like basically the formula that other 3D printing artists use. I don't have infinite
Market
time.
research.
Exactly.
Right.
Or infinite filament.
Or infinite filament. I also have to pay back the fact that, like... I remember when you were in high school and I was in college and I would get drunk and write art critiques on your DeviantArt works. Ah, yes, back in the day.
Back when DeviantArt was usable?
Yeah, I'm really hoping that Blue Sky makes a turnaround and doesn't shit itself like Twitter.
Not for a lack of the CEO's trying, I think. I think he's gonna get bullied into be like, no, we can't do this. We're gonna lose our entire base if we implement any of these.
Mm-hmm. Not to sound like a whiny bitch baby, I just want to go back to drawing boobs. Is that too much to ask?
Honestly,
Yeah.
based.
They're soft and round and pretty.
Damn. I can't even say if that's gay or straight or not, so...
Everything is gay with me. That's just the easy baseline.
Fair.
Boobs are the truest form of art. Like, I was literally thinking about the other day, I wanted to make non-sensual art that just happened to include nudity, but then I realized that the blue sky popo would come for me if I posted it on main. Because, you know, God forbid I draw something with artistic nudity, because even though it's a staple of the Renaissance, it has a nipple, so therefore it's not allowed.
I mean, that's tame compared to what I've made, so...
You and your dragon fuckery.
Listen, I knew as soon as I was going to release that video, that thing was not going to do well on in terms of analytics. But is it funny, though? Hell yeah.
I feel like the best way I can put it is that, you know what it is? I feel like I'm being parented by the government, but the government is a hyper, like, the government is like a hyper religious but didn't actually read the Bible wine mom that's extremely drunk right now and is just like,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to do this. Mom, I'm 25.
Midwestern soccer mom.
So, speaking of the government, I just found something.
Oh no.
Literally real-time discovery.
Yep.
Breaking news!
Breaking news! You're gonna hear this from us first!
So, the current administration has agreed to forgive student loan debt under income-driven repayment programs it had partially blocked more than 2.5 million borrowers affected. They're trying to take credit for student loan forgiveness. And they're not doing this willingly. They're doing this because he lost in court.
Get fucked!
So while objectively, yes, it is a good thing, they're not doing it willingly, and I feel like people are missing that point.
People are going to credit him for stuff he doesn't deserve credit over. Bro did not.
And it's just
they threw blame at Biden for like all the problems that wasn't his fault. So that's kind of how
exactly.
It
They're blaming Biden for stuff that happened in 2020, and it's just like, who was president in 2020?
It wasn't Biden.
It wasn't Biden.
So remind me. So Biden was diagnosed with colon cancer, right?
Yes.
Yes. What? Hang on. Was it colon cancer or was it pancreatic cancer?
I'll look it up.
Long story short, the point I was going to make is just like, don't you guys have anything better to do than blame a man who has terminal cancer?
No, they don't.
Prostate.
And
Prostate,
that's
thank you.
Yeah.
And that's part of the problem.
Why is it that college students and children have higher levels of maturity than them? Yeah, pancreatic cancer that spread to his bones. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Biden, but I felt like I could actually breathe during his presidency. I didn't feel like we were going to get, like, a bomb dropped on us kind of situation.
Who's calling me?
The
Hang on a sec.
government's here for you.
They heard me talking about student loan forgiveness. Where did my
Yeah.
phone go? There it is.
As a man who has had family members that secondarily passed away due to cancer, my heart goes out to him and his family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently he made and some good news if you want to consider this good. He did like complete a round of chemo and it seems to be in remission. So
That's good.
That's good.
yeah.
Like, I want to make it clear, I don't wish ill on anybody unless they're an absolute, like, fucking douchebag, you know what I mean? And even then, like, you have to really try my patience for me to dislike you.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those been showing up out of the woodworks the last couple months, so...
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What?
Oh no.
Just the increasing fucking. You know what? I'm closing Twitter.
I was gonna say, I
Go
think
on-
your first
go on
regret
Blue
was
Sky.
being on Twitter.
go on Blue Sky instead. It's a lot better over there.
Yeah, it's just again, like as I was saying before the stream, not all of the artists I follow have made the jump to Blue Sky. Though the point I was about to make about that is Blue Sky might see more people joining after what Twitter is doing.
Before we talk about that, yeah, thank you for dropping by, Alco. I hope you enjoyed tuning in to the podcast, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. But anyway,
Yeah.
you were saying.
So basically, it looks like what Twitter is doing is they're getting rid of like all. I think the term is like heuristics. Basically, what you see on your front page will not be determined by the number of likes, the number of views, or like the number of replies to a thing. It's all being determined by Grok.
Ew.
Yeah. And it's just like, this is going to make the site unusable.
That's
I mean, it
how
already
you're
is
gonna get
unusable,
literal,
but-
like, bot spam.
Exactly.
What is Grok? I don't know if you're being ironic or if you're being genuinely ignorant. Like, that's not in a bad way. It's just like
This is one of those things where it's like it's better to be under the rock with this type of thing. So
I'm gonna give it TLDR anyway for the sake of for the sake of posterity. Yeah, so Grok is basically Elon Musk's AI bot that he wanted to use to quote unquote bring real information to Twitter, aka it was supposed to be super right-leaning shit in order to get people to basically just believe whatever the right is peddling.
Yep.
And then he got super pissy because the actual information that it was feeding people was centrist. Yeah, it's a propaganda machine.
Yeah, and the thing is, it was centrist because it was pulling from all over. It was trying to pull facts from all over the internet, and basically by trying to make it more and more right-leaning, it's just inclined to, for the most part, agree with whoever's trying to prompt it.
That bot is basically just in a state of, if I nod my head and stay quiet, then Grandpa won't yell at me.
That's kind of the state that ChatGPT is in as well.
yeah.
Oh, also another like, I don't want to necessarily say indication of the AI bubble, but OpenAI is coming out with like a ChatGPT, I think it like Atlas, which is like its own search engine.
Ew.
And it's just like they're trying to put it in like an app, and it's just like, this reeks of desperation.
Just say, maybe if we make an app, people will use it.
Yeah, and it's just like, this literally helps no one. Google existed long before this and would give like more informative results.
I hate Google AI, but that's beside the point. Gemini can go suck a fat dick.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate I hate Google AI. I will scroll past it and get to like
The actual results.
like if anything like ChatGPT and Google AI and everything have encouraged me to use Wikipedia more.
Mm-hmm. Wikipedia is my best friend.
Remember when everyone said not to use when your teachers back in like high school and shit told you never to use Wikipedia because that information on there was probably like wrong.
Meanwhile,
Remember those good old days?
Meanwhile, Wikipedia literally has the All Dogs Go to Heaven 2 article locked because Wayne Radio TV's audience kept editing it to say Gordon Freeman dies and All Dogs Go to Heaven 2. But yeah, it's literally just a bunch of people who, in my opinion, bet on the wrong horse and are trying to make that horse win the race by dumping a bunch of money into it and shoving it in our faces.
It's the same people that got into NFTs back when that was a huge thing. They're backing up a horse that they think, oh, this is gonna be easy money that you don't have to do that much work for, and then it's just gonna automatically print you money. But when it all runs out, oh boy, you're fucked.
Also, go ahead, Miguel. Sorry.
VR chat keeps thinking I'm moving my arm. My arms are in my lap right now. Funny enough, Bitcoin is crashing. Yeah, Bitcoin is crashing. Apparently, due to all the service crashes, people couldn't access their NFTs. Just like get fucked.
What do you want to bet? There's going to be like a government bailout.
Probably, since a lot of those rich fuckers are into Bitcoin and shit like that. So
why would I?
It's not socialism if it's for the top.
It's not socialism if it's for the top 1%.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, at this rate, that top 1% is just gonna be Elon and one other rich motherfucker from like either Disney or Warner Brothers.
I heard Tiny Dick Tim's net worth went up like 8 million since he's entered the presidency.
That shouldn't be how it works.
You're a public servant, not a public me.
Like what was it? I'm trying to remember how much the president got like per year. I think it was only like 100K or something like that.
I mean, frankly speaking, as long as my needs are covered, I shouldn't have to be paid while I'm in office. You have your room and board covered for you. You have your transportation. I was literally thinking about it, like if I became president, I'd ask the public if it was okay for me to restore some of the grounds and put the rose garden back. It would have to be in a different place, but
yeah. See, I would trust you as president because I know for a fact you'd make the U.S. Railway system a lot better. That's my only thing I'm hoping for the next presidency.
My mother took Tylenol during the time she was pregnant with me. Well, actually, I don't think she took Tylenol with me. I know she took it with my brother.
Oh, you gotta get that checked then.
I already know I have autism. I went through desensitization therapy as a kid or whatever. Like my parents would it led to me being built like a tank. I miss being able to do this, but I was on amino acids. I was able to do this is pre-puberty, mind you. I can't do this anymore, but I was able to do a bunch of pull-ups. I was doing push-ups and sit-ups. I was built like a tank. And they'd use these hard bristle brushes and they'd rub it all up and down. They'd rub it up and down my arms and my back and my legs and everything like that to get me used to it. It's just the thing is my sensitivity isn't the sensory stuff anymore. It's the sound. It's the sound and taste and texture. But yeah, if I was president, people would come out in the morning in front of the White House and see me waddle out with a little planter in my PJs and a robe, and they'd just see me waddle out as just hi guys, I'm planting a rose bush. Do you want to see? It's my rose bush. Look at my rose bush. I love it.
That's the kind of presidency I would totally 100% vote for. After
going to say he's got
so
my vote.
many years. I just need some wholesomeness at like the government level, please. Not this kind of like fake full fascism bullshit.
I want to have a block party on the White House lawn, like not like the lawn, but like I want to get freezy pops and play music and have bubble blowers and just hang out with my quote unquote neighbors. Is that too much to ask for?
That's what everyone thinks fucking Pete Buttigieg would be if he was the fucking president, just because he's gay.
Like, cause the thing is that I'd spend my own money on it. I know it's like not the most expensive thing, but I'd love to have like a little splash pad and like invite kids over and everything like that. Cause obviously I can't invite everybody over, but it's just like I'd bring over the quote unquote grandkids or whatever, because I'm not gonna have kids, so like the nieces and the nephews and stuff like that, and just like
Yeah.
if I was president, I'd decriminalize sex work and get UBI for the people. Same here. But yeah, a neighborhood cookout at the White House would be fun. Yeah, as much as I'd like to invite more people openly, I think it would probably have to be, like, close family members and people that I trust.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, the people would see me. I feel like I'd be Willy Wonka, but as president, you know what I mean? I'd walk out there with my cane. It's just like, hello, it's me, I'm the president. I'm so happy to see you. Please don't be mean.
God. If I were president, I know one thing I would do, and that's like completely like redo how we spend money on the arts and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember back when, I don't know if y'all remember this, but when Obama was in office, there used to be so much like concerts and shit like that when he was in office.
Because he dedicated spending to the arts, right?
Right. And the arts gave back. Remember when Hamilton was at the White House? That was a big fucking deal.
If I was president, I'd hold movie nights on the White House lawn.
As you fucking should. And another talk about Tiny Dick Tim here for a second, but the fact that he's quote unquote the head ringer at the Kennedy Center right now rubs me so much the fucking wrong way. Because the people there do get paid at like the Kennedy Center. The problem is there's a lot of people there who have fucking morals.
Yeah.
Which is why back when he was announced to be the like main backer, the head of the Kennedy Center, so many fucking shows dropped out. And which is why you get a lot of fucking very either right-wing shit or stuff that is very funny that they put on. Like, they put on Les Mis like a while back.
Isn't it ironic that they played Les Mis?
Irony is lost on these people.
I was about to say, these people don't know irony.
They don't
even know. They don't know comedy. They say they know comedy, but they obviously don't know comedy.
The president posted an AI-generated video of himself with a crown in a fighter jet dropping poop on the No Kings
Two Danger Zone, which Kenny Loggins is absolutely being like, dude, I'm going to sue the absolute fuck out of you.
And the Speaker of the House is calling him like a master of satire. And it's just like, satire, like, okay, what if it's satire? What's the point? What's the point?
You can't say that when the Naked Gun remake came out like literally like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I think
like, come on.
I say this as a man who honors and views humility in the highest respect, but it's just like, if I let's play a hypothetical here. Let's say people are making fun of me on TikTok and it's like genuine like good humor kind of situation. I'm like leaving a like on that and a comment is just like, yeah, good shit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, not to go back on like what I would do as president, but these uneducated excuses of people wouldn't know satire if it hit them in the face. I think another part of it is that they're so disconnected from what it means to be human. They have more money than they know what to do with, and at this rate, they're just trying, like, the only thing they know is forwarding their wealth and the numbers, so...
I think even dragons would be like, dude, you guys have too much money. You gotta spread that around. You gotta give that to the people. Like, come on.
Where's our adventuring party to take their net worth?
It's gonna happen sooner or later.
This is making me want to make a dragon character, but that's besides the point.
Make more dragons.
I want to make a shiny dragon that's not necessarily D&D dragon. Like, I still want to make those tabletop RPG dragon standees, but I'm probably gonna have to move away from Kickstarter with how they're behaving right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if I were to become president, like, first and foremost, establishing checks and balances again, for the love of God. Like, because the thing is that I have a policy where if I act like a piece of shit, y'all call me on that shit, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, don't word it aggressively because I'm a sensitive man, but, like, a quick, like, tap on the shoulder is just like, hey, that wasn't good, you need to apologize. I will apologize for it immediately because I don't always know if I'm fucking up. But 1, reestablishing checks and balances. 2, setting a term limit for all offices on the federal level.
Yes.
3, obviously some level of UBI, or in the very least socialized healthcare, so people aren't going in the hole for their yearly checkups and they're more inclined to go get checkups. More support for the arts and artists. I definitely want to increase federal regulations for, is it FDA that manages food and drugs?
I think so.
Basically, I want us to have a food standard more akin to what they have over in Europe, so that we can have actual better health. I would like to improve transit standards, because I know a big reason for that is the fact that fossil fuel has their thumbs in Congress, as it were.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I feel like a train system would be a very good investment if we could get it to be of actual quality. You'd have to completely rebuild the FDA from the ground up. I know. Lobbying is the one thing that I hate with a burning passion. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves because it feels like an injustice. Money should not be determining what makes the world go round. It should be principle. And I know that's wishful thinking to say, but... I think... Because the thing is that I think I wouldn't expect money while I'm seating president, as it were. Like, the only thing I'd ask, like, I want my money to go to the White House staff. You know what I mean? I want the money to go to compensating the people who are taking care of me, obviously. And I feel bad about it. Like, I would probably be more expensive in upkeep just because of the fact that I have dietary restrictions and I would need a lot of health care. Probably not as much as the current seating president, but, like, for instance, I would need gluten-free foods all the time. I can't risk cross-contamination. I would need regular checkups for my thyroid and arthritis and everything like that. Yeah, I'd love to fund NASA again. I feel like the fact that we've basically Because space is one of those things that I personally looked at with wonder when I was growing up. I know it's not the biggest priority in the grand scheme of things, but I feel like I I feel like NASA is an important part of our culture. I feel
Yeah.
that it has a similar importance as entertainment. I think I'd also probably adjust federal aviation regulations because what companies are currently doing in order to get more flights is severely impacting the health and well-being of both their workers and their people. If you were president, you could afford to have vital organs that have failed you to be cloned and then transplanted into you with no risk of rejection. On one hand,
Damn.
yes, I agree. I know that that would be available to me, but I'd still feel bad for. This goes to show how different I am from Tiny Dick Tim. I feel bad at the idea of taking resources from the American taxpayers for my own well-being. Like, obviously, if it's something to ensure my line of duty, that's one thing, but like, I I would want to make it so that I'm causing as little burden on the American people as possible. If that makes sense.
Human DNA manipulation. Just do what they did with Walt Disney and just clone his body or just freeze his head. Just so you have the DNA.
I think that if I could, like, I'd make a really good president if I could clone my brain and put it into a robot body. Like, have
Like
all...
all of Futurama.
Basically, yeah. Like, make me like Futurama Nixon, but not a shithead.
Not a shithead, I was about to say.
If you could, like, scrub the mental illness out of my brain so I'd be a less anxious bastard, then I'd probably make a really good... I wouldn't say a centrist president, I'd say a level-headed president. I don't align with either party, and I think that's a big part of it, is that I don't like either of them.
You have left ideologies, but you hate how the left runs shit.
I hate how the left runs shit because they pussyfoot around everything.
Right, because they're afraid of losing money, too.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Bernie, he only joined just because it's like, guys, someone here needs to have balls. If it has to be me and I'm literally about to die, then so be it.
I think both he and I kind of have the, well, somebody has to do something mentality.
Right. It's like him, that guy from Chicago, and AOC. We don't talk about the guy from California because he's a dick, so...
Mm-hmm. Both are terrible, just on different levels. Yeah. I honestly, I don't agree with the principle of the United States seceding or anything like that, like states seceding, but I do feel like we've gotten a little too big for our britches, as it were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, hello, Ketsu, welcome to the stream.
This is why I'm trying to move to California, mainly because if that shit happens, I'm gonna be set if I move there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out what the future holds. I unfortunately find myself in a position where, at least in my current financial bracket, moving internationally is difficult. With Ireland having basic UBI at this point, it's sounding pretty appealing. It would mean that I'm closer to my partner.
Yeah.
Which not to be a little spicy man for a second here, but yeah, Ireland is still expensive. the grass is going to be greener on the other side, blah blah blah. It's shit's gonna be expensive no matter what. Existing is expensive.
Yeah.
But I like not to get personal on Maine, but it's kind of like the way that I behave on stream is very different to the way that I behave in my personal life, like Moose and Ben can kind of agree that when I am off the air, I behave differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to keep a persona up because that is in turn like a performance that you're doing for an audience. So
Yeah, like
Yeah.
one of my biggest pet peeves is when people think that this is a hobby. It's just like, no, I'm treating this as my job right now.
Yeah, and that's not to say that you're being like disingenuous on stream. It's just it is more tailored to perform for an audience.
Well, it's also that and the fact that you have to here's a PSA for the people who are planning on doing any kind of content creation. You need to learn what level you're comfortable with talking about yourself. Because the thing is that I try to be open on the principle of I feel like honesty is essential, as it were. But especially with everything that happened with Emiru, and the fact that people perceive me as AFAB, and the fact that I have been viewed as an object in the past means that I am more inclined to play things close to my chest for my general safety. And like we talked about before, the principle of shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up is the best principle you can have as a person in general. Because there are people out there, like it or not, there are people out there that are going to mistreat you if you are not careful. Also, Ben, you squeaking.
oh,
What's he squeaking over there? Is it your water bottle?
no, it's a like a clip to like hold like a bag of like potato chips type of thing. It's just...
Ah, you found the potato bag stem. Also, Ketsu, you are more than okay. You do not have to. You do not have to be fully informed to just hang out. We're, for lack of a better word, we're just bitching.
We just be bitching and vibing.
Yeah, I mean, Rogue, kind of adding to that, like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't talk about on stream because it's not TOS compliant, and I don't pretend to be child friendly anymore. Let's be real. I don't want to hold myself to that standard because I feel like it's kind of restricting. But, like, as an example, the way that I present myself on the stream is, I think it's, like, maybe one step freer from how I would present myself in public. Just because, like, I'm talking about these things openly because this is my platform. This is where I can discuss topics that are on my mind kind of situation. But anything that you post on the internet stays on the internet, and you can have someone take you out of context very easily.
Yeah, very rarely does stuff ever get deleted from the internet, so like there's always a way to find shit.
Yeah. And I'm in a position now where I think the best way I can word it is that I am going through my own personal healing journey of, I guess, self-identity and discovery. Like, even now, with my current living situation, it's still somewhat suppressed, but it's kind of... I'm learning to live for myself rather than living for other people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I get worried about certain things. Like I I don't want to say things piss me off more easily nowadays, but I've come to realize that anger is usually a sign of recognition of injustice or that something is wrong.
Yeah.
That being said, there's a difference between anger and being correct. Because even I recognize when I am having a moment of this is my ego getting bruised kind of situation. So I'll usually go, like, I'll go to Moose, for example, if I am like, hey, am I being a little bitch or am I actually onto something? Like with the whole Kickstarter thing, I was just like, wait a minute, this feels rude. Is this actually rude, or is my brain just angry? I think we kind of determined it was a little bit of both, right?
Yeah, because basically, like, it's very, like, corporate polite, which comes across as condescending.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand that it's something that, they have to do to cover their ass and everything, but it's just like, you've run successful projects on here. You don't need this kind of workaround.
Yeah,
Or this runaround, I guess.
I honestly might try doing the paw pad or the paw print thing on BackerKit as a test project because that's not as big of a project as other ones are. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't work out, it's whatever. I move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
But I think, for lack of a better word, I'm trying to find that margin of, because don't get me wrong, I love doing art. I love illustrating. When you do 60 commissions a year, the burnout starts to kick in. So you have one of two options, or one of three options, really. One, you can try to find something else to either supplement or replace it, which is why I've recently done 3D printing. I'm also going to offer 3D models as an option soon. I need to figure out Blender's UV unwrapping and texture painting is a little different to what I'm used to, so it's just a matter of like, for instance, Ben, which I'll need to double check the name of the DAW that I have. It's the one with the carrot icon.
Oh, okay, I know that one.
I got it. I literally got it because it has a free trial. So it's just like I just need something to put an idea down. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Is FL free? Hold on.
It has a free trial. You have to pay for it in order to reopen your files, which I only needed it for half an hour, kind of situation. So it's just like I need to get this idea on paper, or I guess in this case in a WAV file, so that way I don't forget it.
Right. Because I remember way back, Lord Dumb Time for me, I started with FL, but I got like a cracked version from like all the other composer friends that I knew at the time.
Yeah.
So
it's I think it's FL Studio.
Everyone has a cracked FL story, so everyone gets that to start out.
Yeah, I didn't get it cracked. I just got the trial version just so I could like fiddle.
The only problem with some FL, especially at the time, was there was like this weird thing where it's like I couldn't like record vocals like through just the DAW itself. I had to go through like an external thing, like program just to do that. And I'm just kind of like, that seems weird.
Yeah, I mean.
So I found out.
Oh, go ahead.
So my current DAW is like a lot more like, okay, this is helping me with like workflow and make me work a lot faster than it did way back then. So.
I mean, hey, if you're willing to, I'd love if you could, like, link me the DAW you're currently using, because I've found that FL feels a little... I say this with a big grain of salt, because obviously I'm a 3D artist, and 3D modeling controls are, like... They can be very unintuitive for people who are uninitiated, but, I felt like the the interface, like, the interface was fine, but the control scheme was a little bit unintuitive with FL, at least the current version.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very unintuitive for me too way back then. The problem is I'm not sure if they have like the same kind of free version where it's kind of like unlimited.
Yeah.
Because they've gotten bought out by so many different people.
I mean, honestly,
free for 30 days.
I mean, hey, I'm not a composer, so it's just for fiddling around at this point.
I can find you probably other free ones. I think this is. Hold on.
Also, Ketsu, to give a little context, art is my full-time job right now. I work 5 days a week on art and clerical work, as it were. So the reason why I have this is an average count, on average 60 commissions per year, because I'm open for commissions on the monthly basis, and I usually take up to 5 per month. Which, with 3D modeling, it's probably going to be closer to like 2 or 3 because it takes a long time. Like, I don't know. Humility check here. Like, y'all can slap me down. Like, $500 isn't too much for a fully modeled, like fully sculpted and modeled character with texturing, right?
No, that is not too much.
I almost wonder if that's on the low end, because I was thinking between like 500 to 700.
Even then, that might be kind of lowballing it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I am, especially with my music prices, I'm only like lowballing it because I know for a fact that everyone is fucking poor right now.
Everybody's poor.
So I've kind of
right
had,
now.
I've had to adjust because of the market. So my original prices per song was like 300 per minute. Now it's down to 100, just because I know shit's fucked out there for everyone. You kind of have to go and adjust for the market. Mm-hmm. And even and that's the other thing. Technically, 300 is also lowballing.
Mm-hmm. Like, so, with my artwork, I technically lowball, which I know. I say that, and I charge $300 for a full body oil painted commission. Those take me a long ass time.
Right.
But like, I feel bad when I charge over $200 on a commission, even though in order to make a living wage, I should be making at least $4,000 a month. I don't make that right now.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot what your living situation is right now, Miguel. Not going too much into it, so long story short, moving out plans got kind of, like, they're in progress, but they kind of, we've hit a few roadblocks that are going to need to be readdressed, so it's gonna probably be a move out in the new year situation, from what it's sounding like.
Yeah.
But, right now, I still live with my family. I'm paying my family about, $750 in rent a month. And, yeah, basically, unfortunately, this is the first month that I have ever had where I'm going beyond my earnings in terms of what I'm paying, because not only am I paying rent, but I have doctor's appointments. Like, for instance, this upcoming Monday, I have an appointment with my psychiatrist, and I'm going to have to ask them to send me the receipt for the invoice, because they've been charging me like $200 per appointment, and I feel like something's screwy with my insurance on that one. I don't feel like I should be charged $200 for 15 minutes to say, my medication is good, keep sending it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can you give advice for beginner prices for commissions? Actually, you know what? Really quickly, I'm gonna have a longer-winded speech on that, Cryptid, if that's okay. I need a quick bathroom break. And then I can give a little bit of a breakdown on that, if that's chill. Just give me 2 minutes to come back. Let's go ahead and, It's 5 head time.
5 head.
5 head. All right.
5 head.
5 head. Table. Table. All right.
Why'd you leave the keys up on the table?
Table. All right. Everybody, go ahead, get up, stretch, run, pee, do what you got to do, and we will be back.
Yeah.
Ha. Hello, chat. How we doing? How we vibing today? Jesus Christ.
Alright, I am back. Let me go ahead.
Welcome back.
I've been pinged. Whomst has pinged me at this fine hour. It is a game update for a game that I backed a while ago. I am going to let's go ahead, let's do this, because I am going to record what I say for the sake of uploading video, because I feel like that'll be helpful for people. I'm gonna turn off the music just for now, so that way it's easier to edit audio wise. So bear with me on this one. I figure if I'm gonna talk about this, it'll be good to do it for posterity. But
Yeah.
and that way, I assume Cryptid's still here.
I was going to say, for the sake of recording, do you want me to mute just in case anything happens on my end that would like pick up on the stream?
That might be a good idea, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Cryptid is
Cryptid's
present. Let us hit the let us prepare to record my response. Okay. Yes, alert check.
education time with dragons.
Education times with dragons. Local dragon lady teaches you how much to charge for your commissions.
Wait, isn't that just Dragon Tales? I just
Dragon
realized
tales,
that.
dragon tales.
Dragon Tales. Goat right there.
Right. All right. Let's get recording on this. Okay. So, Cryptid asked a really good question a minute ago about how much, I believe you wanted to know how much it would be to charge as a beginner artist. So, I have a few ways of determining how much you should charge for commissions, and that's specifically based off of, 1, your current skill level, 2, how many years of experience you have, and then 3, whether you're doing digital or traditional artwork. So first and foremost, something that I will say is that unless you're kind of like, I don't want to say artistic savant, but unless you have a decent enough skill to meet kind of a certain threshold, I generally would advise against taking commissions within your first year of doing digital artwork or traditional artwork, just because it's kind of a matter of quality verification and everything like that. Second off, it does come down a little bit to how disciplined you are when it comes to managing commissions. So if you're just starting out commissions and you feel like you are kind of testing the waters here, you're not running it as a business, the first step is going to be setting an hourly rate. If you're in the United States, I would recommend $10 an hour minimum, because obviously you're not working with it to, like, it's not your full income at that time. So $10 an hour minimum, record down on a sheet. Like, I have an Excel sheet to keep track of how long it takes me to finish a specific type of commission, and figure out how much you need to charge hourly based off of that. Also be sure to account for time when it comes to corresponding with the client, sending works in progresses, updates, everything like that. So let's say, for example, you're just starting out, you're within your first couple of years, like say you're on year 2 or year 3 of drawing, and you decide to charge $10 an hour for your artwork. So let's say that it takes you about 2 hours to do a flat colored full body, it's pretty quick. It depends on your level of detail as well. Level of detail can determine the cost of everything. I know for me personally, my commissions are very detailed, so there's an increased price point because of how long it takes me to ink and color and shade them. So if you do that, you have a base price of $20. And then, generally speaking, it's good to add an extra 20%, depending on how things are going. So if you add 20% of $20, so 10% of 20 is 2. So 20% is 4, so you'd have a total of about $24. When it comes to if you're planning on doing this as a job, first thing you need to ask yourself is this going to be your whole income? Or is this going to be a supplementary income? Because the best way to do it in order to determine if you're going to basically make this your full-time thing is how much money do you need to earn? So let me go ahead. I need to take a drink of water real quick. Let's say that you live here in the United States and you have to make let's say $5,000 a month. Let's say you live in a more expensive state, like California would have to be higher, but let's say Colorado, for example. So let's say you have to make $5,000 a month to cover your rent, your medical needs, your grocery bills, and any outstanding costs, including luxuries and stuff like that. So you're going to have to earn $5,000 a month, which means that you either have to, if you're doing a set number of commissions, you have to earn that much amount, that much within the month on those commissions, or you have to increase the amount of commissions that you're taking. So, for instance, if I take on average 5 commissions a month because that's about how many I can finish with my current work schedule. If I had to make $5,000 a month, I would have to charge $1,000 per each commission. That's pretty pricey for the average artist. So or for the average client. So unless you're working on the industry level, you can either one, increase the amount of commissions that you're taking. Like, for instance, if I increase it to 10, it would be $500 a month. Or you can also look into doing stuff like crowdfunding. So crowdfunding is a really good way. Patreon, Subscribestar, I think some people still use Ko-fi. Any kind of subscription service is really good to basically provide you additional supplementary material. You will have to do extra work for it because you have to provide incentive for people to subscribe to your Patreon. Like, for instance, I do exclusive artwork once a month, and I upload it to my Patreon as a reward. My patrons also get, like, discounts on commissions, and they get first dibs on the commission queue, for instance. I'd love it if my voice could stop giving out. You can do payments in installments. That does come with a caveat. One, you still need to make sure that you're making the required amount per month because you are your own boss. And two, clients, like some clients, like I personally, unless a commission is over a specific amount, I personally opt to do pay up front just because it reduces the chances of being scammed. Being scammed out of your commission money, especially nowadays with people like feeding sketches into AI, is a big risk. So if you're doing payments and installments, you're essentially doing it. One, you should always do it through something like PayPal Invoice. Never do it through the client paying you. Always, even if you're a beginner artist, pay through, like, have them pay through an invoice. That way you have it on the books, you have it covered in taxes, and you also have it where you have coverage by PayPal. I use PayPal Invoices. Some people use Square or Stripe or something like that. Whatever you're using, invoices. Both for taxes and for safety. But at the end of the day, your biggest priority if you are doing this as an artist is, like, as a full-time artist, is to make sure you can afford to live. In the current environment that we live in, like, this is October 2025, making a living off of providing a luxury, like, even I can't make a full living off of what I do right now. Which is why I do stuff like streaming, and I also do the crowdfunding stuff. Like, I offer merch, like this kind of stuff. You need to be able to put your eggs in multiple baskets. Otherwise, you're at higher risk of, like let's say, for example, just as a thought, what happens if your tablet breaks? That's over $1,000 in the hole for a replacement, depending on your grade of tablet. Like, obviously, I have professional grade equipment because I do this. I need to have higher end stuff for not only the frequency, but also general efficiency. But it's also just kind of, I'm thinking the best way to put it. You need to be able to be making more than what you're spending in order to have that rainy day fund. So, at the end of the day, I honestly, should I maybe do, like, kind of a follow-up of, like, what level is your art so that people can kind of get a feeling of where they should be charging? Because the thing is, making those kind of videos, it's very difficult because you need to figure out how to charge and also account for inflation. But I also recognize that a lot of artists are hobbyists rather than doing this full time. So, yeah, okay. So I will go ahead. I'll do that later today after the stream. In fact, because for those watching this on YouTube, this is actually a stream recording. But I will see about getting either a thread or a probably a Blue Sky post sent out, and we'll see about maybe doing it. I might do it on. We'll maybe do like the organizing on stream, and then we'll kind of like turn it into a proper scripted and edited video. Thank you, headset, for turning off on me. But I hope that at least answers your question, and hopefully I'll be able to provide a more, not necessarily absolute answer, but a more kind of defined, like, here's your skill level, here's how much you should be charging for it in the future. So that's how you should determine your commission prices. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead. Stop the recording there.
I was gonna add something, but that can be off the video. So
Go ahead.
And that's mainly when you're commissioning. When you're being commissioned like a work, you need to go and think to yourself, how much time am I willingly going to spend on this, and how much time is it going to reasonably take me to finish the product.
Yes, that's very important. Thank you for reminding me.
Because here's the big thing. This is for me, not only being someone who is commissioned music and stuff like that, but someone who's also commissioned art in the past. There have been times when it's taken up to 2 years for me to get a finished piece before.
Yeah, for the love of God, set yourself deadlines.
Yeah, normally for me, and this is going to sound crazy because it's music, the longest deadline I ever set myself for music is 1 month. But normally, and Flynn and Moose can attest to this, I normally get it done within like 2 to 3 weeks. One if I'm really, really like in deep with it. So, but that really just comes down to just time. I've been doing this for a while, and I've just been able to like work and figure out my process so that way I can be that kind of efficient. Not everyone works the same, but that's kind of like the thing when you're trying to work for like a living. You need to be not only like good at your work, but you also need to be efficient. Yes,
you need to. So a big factor of doing the whole art thing full time, which I apologize that you guys had to hear me taking a pill on stream. I took an allergy pill. Reminder: if you haven't done already and you need to, take your medicine. But hopefully I sound a little better. We'll probably wrap up within the next little while, but yeah, being efficient, like, another factor that you need to keep in mind that I didn't include is if you have any health complications.
Yeah.
For instance, which I do have good news. I posted a Blue Sky post on it last night, but I did get in with a rheumatologist. They couldn't get me in until February, but the good news is that they'll at least be able to start looking into how to treat my joints, because, you know, rheumatoid arthritis is not very friendly when you are an artist.
You kind of need your joints for that.
I need my fingies to work. Say hello to my fingies.
Fingies.
Fingies. Let's see here. Ketsu had a comment. I have a year of experience traditional. I was begged by one man to do commissions even if I don't like money, and I struggled with the client due to the fact that he wanted to give me $28 and I begged him to lower it. I say this, so obviously this is speaking as an artist who does this full time, so grain of salt. When people want to compensate you, like, obviously if it's one thing if you're uncomfortable with the actual commission request, like, don't ever take a commission for a subject matter you're going to be uncomfortable with, especially if you're going to have to post it somewhere, because the stuff that you make is stuff that sits on your reputation, as it were. What you draw is your reputation, because your work speaks for you. But, the best way I can word it, like, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's kind of a don't look gift horses in the mouth for me. if like whenever I get a tip, I always thank my client for not only for the tip, but just for their general support. Now I live in the forest, true about art is like soul. Yeah, I mean, I also understand, like, if you don't want to be compensated because you want to keep it strictly a hobby and for the enjoyment of it, that is more than valid.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, I have certain things that I have to make a deliberate effort not to turn things into a business venture, and I want to make it very clear. It's not a money like grabbing thing, because I've had people be like, "Oh, you're just doing this because you want to make money on everything." It's just like, no, I by nature love to learn how to do things, and when I pick up a new skill, I want to share this with the world, but I also can't afford to do that for free, especially with cost of existence. So when I start making stuff, it's kind of the how much can I afford to do this versus like, do I need to sell this in order to continue doing this?
Mm-hmm.
I have dignity and honor. Yeah. It's kind of, I know for me, like, obviously art is my job. I have 2 experiences with it. So obviously I do this as my job because this is one of the few things that I can do within my bodily limitations. Ooh. But it's also, because the thing is, I approach artwork in 2 different ways. I approach artwork in a self-expression manner, and I also approach artwork in like self-expression, healing, kind of like spiritual experience, but also as a like, I also approach it a little bit like an engineer, because when a person comes to you and they want to have a specific thing made for them, you are essentially a problem solver in that moment. You are asking yourself, how do I get this concept onto the paper? And obviously, like, I'm a character artist. Most of what I do is character illustration. Like TF2 engineer. My bass guitar will not pick up on stream, but just pretend I'm holding my bass and I'm plucking at the strings. All right, hang on. Stretching. I haven't been shrimping too much. I actually tend to sit up whenever we do VR streams because it helps the camera read me better. Let me go ahead.
Meanwhile, I've been shrimping a bit just because I'm I'm working while we're talking.
Don't shrimp too much. You need your spine.
I know I need my spine. I'm not doing it on purpose.
Better to be safe than sorry. Exactly. Thank you for the posture check.
Also, with what Mean Boy said earlier, word of mouth also matters for reputation. Yes, it does. I trust word of mouth more than I do algorithms. Like, if I see someone like reposting something on Blue Sky and stuff like that, I immediately like trust that more than I do any kind of algorithm that's like out there.
Exactly. Literally, the best way that you can help an artist is to recommend their work to other people. If you even just say, hey, look at this cool art that I found, or look at this cool artist that I just commissioned, that is like the best surefire way to help someone get commissions.
Yes. Please share the work that you get from commissions. Please.
Because I know
it doesn't need to be on social media. It could just be like among your friends or something like that. So
exactly, even just sharing it with one person goes further than you might think. Because I think your current boss, I think you ended up meeting her through word of mouth, right? Or am I misremembering, Ben?
One of the many current bosses that I have. Her, I did a little something on Twitter back when Twitter was actually usable.
Yeah.
Because it was generally something that I wanted to make, because her and one of her artist friends they kind of do like a ship thing with their characters for a certain thing. And they made a poem. I'm like, oh, I can make this into like a little thing. And then I posted that on Twitter. It kind of blew up a little bit, and now she wanted me to work on her audio stuff. Hasn't been for a while because she's stuck in subathon hell. So
I apologize if you guys heard my tummy gurgling. It's not a hungry. I'm hungry, but I'm not like starving. Let's just say, oh, we're getting around lunchtime because I woke up at 8:30 and it is almost noon. But
yeah.
I know, like, I think one of my current, like, I have a client that I love doing commissions for. He knows who he is. It's just like every time I get the order, it's just like, oh fuck yes, I'm so excited for this. You know what I mean? I love doing commissions. Like I genuinely, it's like a problem solving thing for me. I love getting requests and like putting it on paper, as it were. Like I try to be semi-professional whenever I'm wording like commissions to clients, but it's just like in the back of my mind, it's just like, fuck yeah, I'm so looking forward to this.
Oh, dude, that's me with whenever Joke had fucking commissions me for shit.
Dude, whenever you do stuff for him, you fucking cook.
Because he's like, I hate to be like, oh, I want to try to be like, oh, I don't have a favorite commissioner. All my commissioners are great. Joke might be one of the best fucking commissioners I've ever had.
It's probably helped by the fact that he comes with meme ideas a lot of the time.
He comes with meme ideas. But he also, like, especially for his D&D campaigns, he kind of allows me to do like, to be like a Wagner who's not a fucking bastard. So, and basically be like, hey, you know your way around music, but there's like the specific way that I want this to sound and stuff like that. And as soon as he like tells me that, I'm like, okay, I'm totally 100% down for that. And I just fucking cook.
Yeah, like I know we kind of, I don't remember if it was last stream. I know we kind of talked about when people would just like throw, just like, oh, just make something. And it's like, that's the biggest pain in the ass. Like, be specific.
Yeah. And he's not being like, oh, he's not being like super like controlling, being like, oh, it needs to be specific. I like having those details so that way I know if my sound is like exactly the way he wants it. And that's how it is with like any kind of commission.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard to really put what's in your brain like onto sound, especially. So
yeah, I know like a reason why I downloaded a DAW last night was also just kind of like, okay, I know enough about music theory, like I don't remember all the terminology. It's been almost a decade kind of situation, you know?
You don't need to know what secondary dominance is. You really don't.
I don't remember all the names for all the different kinds of chords. I don't remember... Like, I remember everything like fortissimo and pianissimo. Hehe, pee-pee. Pee-pee. But it was just kind of a situation of like, if I can get what's in my brain on paper and then I can give it to Ben for him to cook with later down the line, if that makes sense.
Hell yeah.
It's here's my shitty secondary DOMs.
Sorry.
How many DOMs do you need?
I am pissed off that people didn't make jokes like that back in college. I am legitimately pissed off.
I mean, frankly speaking, I'm surprised too, given how chaotic band kids are.
Granted, in my university, I didn't take a single theory class because I did all that at community college.
If it was like an early morning thing, I could see people being too tired to make the jokes.
It was like... When did we have theory classes? I'm trying to remember. 9, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it might have been too early in the morning for people to be funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, and our professor just recently had a kid at a time, and they were like, yeah, no, probably not. So... probably don't make those jokes.
Best not to make Dommy Mommy jokes. This is just reminding me of the fact that, like, one of my favorite... I've made this joke a ton of times. One of my favorite things was us having to explain Big Chungus to one of my professors because he animated on Looney Tunes.
Oh, God.
Explaining Big Chungus and explaining the Devilman Run. Someone animated the Devilman Run.
Oh, dear God.
It was beautiful. I loved it. I don't know if I ever told you all this. I busted my ankle back when we were doing walk cycles. It's just like, okay, I can't film myself doing this. I need... Because all I could do was hop. So my poor professor got a jump cycle of a guy limping around because that was the best I could do.
Jesus Christ.
For me, it's 8 p.m. That means I need to flee. Have a great time. Yeah, thank you for coming by, Ketsu. I hope we'll catch you next time. Oh no, not explaining Big Chungus. How? Okay, I want to make it clear. He's not like a boomer. He's Gen X. But it was one of those things where, like, it had kind of, like, flown under his radar, as it were. Because he wasn't aware of it, but we explained Big Chungus to him at that point, and it's just like... Because the thing is, he played the exact clip that Big Chungus is in. How could we not? It was the middle of the pandemic. The fucking chat went nuts over Big Chungus.
like, whoa, let's go. And he says, like, what the fuck are you guys going crazy about?
What's Big Chungus? He was just like, what's Big Chungus? It was the time when we were young and we were cool. And now kids are like 6'7", and I'm just like, what the fuck is 6'7"?
Oh, God. Reasons why I will never become a teacher. Anyways.
Oh, my mom's a teacher, and she's been having a time. Apparently the kids, because she, like, teaches middle schoolers, apparently the kids have been, like, spamming 6'7" in her chat. And it's just like, oh, no.
See, I would be I would feel sorry, but given what you've told me about your mom.
Don't get me wrong, I love my parents, but they have some they have some energy. You were young, cool is debatable. I want to make it clear, I don't actually think I've ever been cool. I was that nerdy kid. I followed the beat of my own drum, and especially in high school and college, people followed me. I didn't follow the trends. I started them. I did my own thing, and people followed behind me. I was also a huge fucking dork.
Right. I just wanted to, like, go to school, play music. That's all I wanted to do back in high school. And everyone's, like, being weird, like, why does he want to practice trumpet all the time? It's like, it's the only thing I could do. It's like, come on.
Autism.
Probably, I'm kind of too, I wouldn't say I'm too old to care, but at this point, it's just like, is it going to really change anything at this point?
I feel like, because I think you might be kind of on the cusp of, like, that age group.
Well, I definitely know I don't have ADHD.
Yeah.
Because when they tried to give me Adderall back in second grade, it completely, like, tanked everything that I used to have energy, and then for, like, a solid, like, 2 to 3 months, I had, like, no energy, so...
Were they giving you stimulants?
All I remember them was giving me was Adderall. That was it.
Hey, Ben, being tired while being on Adderall or other stimulants means you have ADHD.
Oh. But it was kind of like... It was, like, depressing type. From what my mom has told me, it was, like, depression level type of thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, a balancing. It was, like, oh, I was, like, full-on, like, depressed type of thing. And it was fine when I went off of it, so...
For context, for a lot of people who are neurodivergent, instead of it's one of the reasons why I didn't go on caffeine while I was in college. Caffeine will make you tired and kind of depresso espresso, depending on it. I don't want to panic anybody. I'm fine. I no panics. I was on Adderall in high school, and the reason why I went off of Adderall is because it was causing me heart palpitations. So I went to my doctor, it's just like, hey doc, my heart real funny when I'm on this medicine. I don't want to do it anymore. It making me stressy. And now I'm on a now I'm technically on a depressant with my SSRI. Well, it's not a depressant. It's a depressant in that it lowers my blood pressure, which is what an actual depressant is. It doesn't make me depressed. It's an antidepressant, but biologically it takes my heartbeat and it calms it down. Stimulants make me really tired of bouncing off the walls and then crash. Yeah, so that's generally what short-term stimulants will do. Long-release stimulants like Adderall will behave a little differently. Did you guys hear that?
Oh.
No.
Yes, I looked down at my tummy. It rumbled at me. It's just like,
Hmm.
my autistic ADHD. I think that's what it is. Autism ADHD. Odd HD. We're gonna call it Odd HD. Get stemmed on caffeine. I get sleepy on Benadryl. Like, I'll put it to y'all this way. I choose to be tired and less anxious rather than awake and super anxious, because my anxiety gets kind of crippling. Crippling OCD is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know I come off as having a chill vibe a lot of the time, but when I am off my medication, I do not do well. When I was on Concerta and Ritalin in college, I took energy drinks to keep me awake, and it just turned into speed in my system.
Jesus Christ.
I think one thing that I consider myself kind of lucky with, and I actually hang on. I consider myself lucky that my college offered afternoon and evening classes. Most of the classes that I took, like, I had some 8 a.m. classes, but most of the classes that I took were between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. kind of situation. But, yeah, basically, it was basically like it was 2.5 hours and there was a half an hour difference between classes. Doing a math final while you're tweaking out is an experience. Yeah, I did dual enrollment in high school, so I didn't have to take a mathematics class or science classes or anything like that when I hit university. Granted, grain of salt, I also went to community college. That's something not a lot of people know about me, is that I did community college for a year before I transferred to university.
That's honestly the smart thing to do. So that's what I did.
Yeah, like
I still owe a shit ton in student loans, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, like, I'll put it
not 50K, but
yeah, I'll put it this way. I feel like community college is a better way to go overall, because university, don't get me wrong, university is nice in the fact that you're kind of like learning to be independent, and you kind of get to be in your own space, and you're in the school zone at all times. But I feel like people need to hit about 20 before they're ready to live on their own. Obviously, everybody's different. Everybody's different. But I can't tell you how many freshmen went to hospital. Like, fire trucks and ambulances were so common at the freshman dorms because they didn't know how to eat or take care of themselves, and they would get sick and hurt themselves, like, inadvertently. So you kind of have to, like, because I took a gap year and I was doing community college during that year. And then I got accepted into university. And then I went and did university for 5 years. I was on 10x back in April and it made my blood pressure too low and I had fainting spells. Oh man. First off, I am so sorry. Second of all, I can definitely relate. I know in my family we have blood pressure issues, like whatever it is, like, I'm kind of wondering if my brother might have POTS or something like that, because, like, he'll stand up too fast, and I remember one day, very distinctly, he stood up too fast, and he fell over, and there was just, like, a loud slap as he went down onto the laminate.
Just a little.
It's not a little, it's like a bam kind of energy. When you have, like, a 230-pound man fall down, like, face first onto the second floor.
I am not touching that statement right there. Holy shit.
I don't think we're allowed to talk about that on on Twitch, unfortunately. I think
that's a wild statement to have, and I'm sorry that happened, but still, holy shit.
Unfortunately, none of us have the expertise, nor can we go too into depth on that with with Twitch TOS.
I could make a joke about that, but
man. Speaking of cults, like, did I ever tell y'all I used to...
What a segue.
Look, I love studying, like, how people work. Like Moose literally... I had a way of wording it, so... Heads up, we're talking about human anatomy here. The brain is more than just what's in the skull. The brain is technically the entire nervous system.
Right.
But, because the thing... I'm working on... This is a on the side thing. This is not impeding my work. That's... Oh. But, I am working on a video game. And it's something that it's gonna be taking its sweet old time. But, it's kind of... It's a little bit of a love letter to Halo and that era of shooters kind of feeling, because, for lack of a better word, I miss when Halo was Halo. I miss the feeling of it because I feel like modern Halo doesn't capture that, and like it makes me sad that Halo isn't more popular on my channel kind of situation, because I'd love to play it more often. I had spells and episodes back then, and I thought it was a rare kind of spell. I jumped out of the... Please tell me you were on the first floor. Like, in the very least, I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
But, the point that I was trying to make is that, there's a third act twist that I'm not going to get into, but if you're familiar with Halo, you're familiar with the Halo killer formula, as it were. Okay, good, it was the first floor. I am very relieved. I worry about people, even if I'm not, like, personally familiar with people. I have, I guess, baseline level compassion.
You are not a dick.
I am not a dick. I've straight up thought about playing modded Halo on stream, because I fucking love Halo. Halo is kind of my muse in terms of like Spectral Wings was inspired by Halo. And obviously the current project, like even the enemies in Tomb is kind of my test bed to try out different permutations, because the Grillids are going to be the enemy type in the video game.
Oh boy. I have a confession. I've never really been into Halo before.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's not for everybody.
I played Halo when I was around with some friends in high school and shit like that. I played Halo, but it's like I never owned an Xbox growing up.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like I wish I did. The problem is I don't like Xbox, so.
Yeah, I mean, the good news is...
Because here's the thing. Oh,
I was just going to say, it is on Steam, and I think it does have compatibility for mouse and keyboard and PlayStation controllers now.
yeah, because I never. It's the problem. I've never actively wanted to go out and play any Halo game. There's only one game I wanted to play, and that's just for the ending itself, and that's for Halo Reach.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, Halo Reach, fucking, like, that bangs, you know? It's good.
Yeah, I've seen, like, playthroughs of it, just because, obviously, did that a lot back in the day, and it's just like, this is fucking badass. Why don't more games do shit like this?
It was because Bungie that was their last contract with Microsoft before they parted ways and got acquired by Activision, so it's kind of a, like, I have two opinions on Bungie. One, I do feel like some of the devs are a bit full of themselves as a byproduct of working on Halo, but two, they are very good at game design. They knew how to make intelligent and dynamic AI in their game. Like, I want to make it clear, I'm not talking about generative AI, I'm talking about video game AI.
Two completely different things.
Yeah, two completely different things. But they basically, because I've been sitting here and I've been trying to analyze, because one thing that I hate about a lot of modern shooters is that the enemies just run at you without dynamic behaviors. But, they use a programming tree where the enemy behavior is based off of a number of factors in the environment, and you never think about it. Like, this is just me analyzing it from the outside. I'm sure there's even more going on from the inside, but the way that, the reason why I appreciate it and I wish that they did more of it is the fact that the playthrough, like the 30 seconds of fun, or it's either 30 seconds or 60 seconds of fun, I don't remember what it is, but that principle of being able to make dynamic encounters in a video game, I feel has not been replicated as well since. Because nowadays, things are basically in the exact same spot, doing the exact same thing over and over and over again, and it's basically just whenever you hit a rough spot in the game, it's just iterative at that point, rather than anything fresh.
Right.
But I listen to Halo music more than I do play the games nowadays. As much as I dislike Marty O'Donnell and his fucking politics and ego, like, I have to respect him and Salvatore and whoever did the it was the same person that did the soundtrack for Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
He did a really good job on Infinite's soundtrack, because I feel like he found a way to evolve it without completely dropping the leitmotifs like 4 and 5 did. Like, 4, don't get me wrong, Halo 4 had some pretty interesting leitmotifs with its composition. It's just, like, Ben, I think you would agree with me on this. Music is part of the soul of media. It is what determines the tone and the feeling. Like, you can have beautiful visuals in a game. You can have the most beautiful, realistic, or artistic visuals, but if you do not have music that invokes and portrays the proper emotion, your game is not going to come across as well.
Yeah. it's one of those things where video games, much like movies, theater, TV, stuff like that, is quote unquote a complete work. You need so many different like variables of art, whether it be writing, art direction, uh, acting, music, and all that stuff. It helps convey the emotions that you can only get with all the kind of variants of art there is out there. That's why I have so much respect for people who are in like the industry and are able to do stuff like that. So
Exactly. It's also why, like, even with lyrical music, you can determine a tone and an emotion within music.
yeah. It's like you hear something, it's like, yeah, I want to do that.
I feel this way for watching this stream.
It's kind of like, this is kind of like, especially like the past like 4 years when I played 14, when I heard like all the different songs and stuff like that, but it be like engrossed in the kind of story that it has, just kind of like elevated it. So
Dragon Song's leitmotif is literally, like, one of the reasons why I liked Heaven's Word so much.
yeah,
I'm coming around to Stormblood's leitmotif. I get the feeling Shadowbringers and Endwalker are gonna kind of pull through a little bit more for me.
you're gonna be emotionally destroyed. I'm just gonna say that much.
I know. Looks at Peepaw. Fucking Peepaw.
and then you get a fun summer vacation in Dawntrail. Yeah.
And then I have to go worry about who's gonna be president.
It's not that bad.
Alright. Am I following this person already? I am not. Okay. I think you guys can kind of hear it in my voice. My voice is starting to get very hoarse, so I think we're going to have to call it a day. So, let me go
Spoons are
ahead.
becoming very limited right now.
What?
Spoons are becoming very limited right now.
I mean,
Running out of
luckily,
spoons.
luckily my spoons are still remaining. Here's the raid message. Oh, and of course they just went to add. We're going to raid Vinny QT314. But and I'm going to warn you guys on call that they are on my phone, so I will have to turn up the volume in order to hear them in a minute. But end of stream announcements. So this Saturday will be another art stream, so make sure to tune in for that. We'll be streaming at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, I'm so used to being on Central Time now. But make sure to tune in for that. We'll be working on commissions. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the online shop if you want a chance to get your Jacko Terriers before Halloween. They do take a little bit to print, so make sure to order them sooner rather than later. I'll be at a local convention by that time. Yeah, I hope you have fun at that. But aside from that, commissions are still open. If you want to grab them, make sure to head to either my VGen or my commission form. And, Tomb will be returning sometime in November. I don't know when. We'll find out. But, with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this, this little different... I do like this set. Maybe... Ben! Brother!
Brother, have to switch it up, you know?
See y'all on Saturday.